Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie, and here's my rant of the day today. So, not only we've got wars going on all over the world where people are dying, children are dying, hostages are taken, you name it, it's happening in various places across the world. That's what we see on our screens, isn't it? So, as if that's not enough, somebody in Maine, in America, yesterday decided they were just going to go and murder a load of people that they did not even know. I'm just wondering, where does that thought come into your head? You know, listen, I think everybody's capable of MURDR, which I've already said, so I don't even know why I'm bothering trying to spell it now. Everyone's sort of capable of it in a moment for a reason, but to actually just go out and arbitrarily take out whatever your grievance is, whatever pain you're going through, like the pilot on the aeroplane, who tried to, starve the plane of fuel and kill everybody on board. Why do you want to inflict your pain, your misery on lots of other people? Because it's not only the people that you kill, it's the families that have got to deal with that. Why would you do that? There must be a special place in hell for people, mustn't there, who decide to take out their own angst, their own pain, misery, which may be legitimate, their misery, etc. Take it out on people they don't even know, spread it around. So, of course, I'm talking about the shooting. This is what I woke up to this morning. I'm sure a lot of you did. The news about the Lewiston, Maine shooting in America. Let's have a little look. I'm going to look at Sky News first, and then we're going to have a little look at News Nation. So here he is. I don't think he's been apprehended yet. No, there's a manhunt on. He's killed up to 20 people. This guy has just gone off with his gun. They reckon he's got military experience. Here he is, the suspect. Let's see what Sky's got to say about it. So, a manhunt after a gunman kills up to 20 cities locked down. Cities, plural. Oh, they're investigating 2 active shooter events and have warned people to stay inside with doors locked. A manhunt is underway. So he's been to 2 places. Well, we don't know all the full details yet. Police have released photos of an armed and dangerous man with military experience named Robert Card. Here he is. Dear me. So, between 15 and 20 people killed, manhunt underway, firearms background. A man describes climbing into bowling machinery to hide from this gunman. Let's have a look at this. There's a video. Oh dear. He's 40 years old, this guy. So he's opened fire at a bowling alley and a bar. We know what will happen. Nothing. I don't see it ever being changed. Or in America, I just don't see it ever happening. A trained firearms instructor and had recently spent 2 weeks at a mental health facility. Health again. So the thing is, why were his guns not taken off him if he'd spent time in a mental health facility? Surely his gun should have been taken off him. I don't know what the laws are. There was a little, let's have a look. Gosh. So here's Maine State Police. We're expanding the shelter-in-place advisory and school closings to include the town of Bowdoin. They don't know where this guy is. Please stay inside your homes while more than 100 investigators, both local and federal, work to locate Robert Card, who is a person of interest in the Lewiston shootings. Right, let's have a look at the gun laws in Lewiston. So, does Maine have gun safety laws? Police have launched a major manhunt and are scouring Lewiston, Maine's second largest city, for a gunman who is feared to have killed between 15 and 20 people. Let's see what's the. So, according to gun safety advocacy group Brady, so Maine's right over here, right over the other end of the USA. It lacks several major types of gun safety law, including assault weapons regulation, universal background checks, and red flag laws that allow law enforcement to temporarily disarm people legally deemed dangerous. Well, that would be Robert, wouldn't it, if he's just been released from a mental health facility? However, the state has one of the lowest per capita murder rates in America, with state police recording only 29 homicides in 2022. It's going to be a lot higher this year, isn't it? But I mean, 29 is too many, but that is quite low, isn't it, really, for a big state? Though it tends to see low gun violence compared to its weaker firearm laws, this is likely in part because it's protected by the strong laws of other states in the region. Before Wednesday's incident, the deadliest US mass shooting of 2023 was in Monterey Park, California, where 11 people were murdered during a Chinese New Year event. It's quite terrifying. It's funny, isn't it? Because I think in the UK, the problem is knife crime more than gun crime, isn't it? Especially in London. Spain doesn't have a big problem with either, to be fair. I'm sure there are some incidences, but it's not something. Whereas the police do carry guns in Spain. You can get license for a gun, but you have to go through quite extensive checks, etc. And I don't know about a knife. The thing is, in Spain, I think, in the UK, certainly, because it's cold a lot of the time, any cold country, it's always harder to conceal weapons, isn't it? Because you're wearing more clothes. I mean, it's just a fact. Youngsters in the UK, they wear hoodies and things like that. Well, in Spain, there's only maybe 2 months of the whole year that you could wear a hoodie. The rest of the time, you'd be too hot. So whether that's got anything to do with that, I don't know. But what are the factors? Why does America have this huge sort of problem with shootings, serial shooters? Why? Anyway, okay, I've got another video here that I wanted to just have a look at. So this is News Nation. Let's have a little look what they've got to say. They've got a very clear picture of him there. Well, they know who he is. They just can't find him.
Reporting is correct, and that is he may have been back into that vehicle and been making some mileage in between these 3 locations and others. This was the picture we showed you earlier. Clearly,
so this is his vehicle, and he left it with the door open for obviously speedy getaway, probably.
Jennifer Coffendorfer reported earlier he was in a hurry to get busy, to get shooting, left the door open. Or maybe he just wanted his getaway to be faster, or he wanted to get to his next location faster. I'm sorry that I can't tell you the exact location of that picture. They just gave it to us as is and said this is the suspect's vehicle, now being told this is a white Subaru Outback that he may be driving. So that's a very grave concern, because there may be locations at risk even further than the Lewiston.
Yeah, because the thing is, if he's got a car, he could go anywhere. Having said that, now they're on the alert for this car, so hopefully he'll get apprehended. By the police, who get stopped, hopefully.
An area where I told you I would read this to you. It's from the Maine State Police. They sent this out on Facebook earlier. Law enforcement asking people to shelter in place. Please stay inside your home with the doors locked. Law enforcement is currently investigating at 2 locations. I think that's outdated at this point. I think it's 3, maybe more. Again, please stay off the streets and allow law enforcement to defuse the situation. If you see any suspicious activity or individuals, please call 911. Updates to follow. I'm going to ask our control room just to double check. They do it every couple of minutes, but the Maine State Police to see if they have updated that statement. Because obviously, if this man is driving, this concern to shelter in place could be far greater. The concentric circles that will emanate from this particular ground zero location could be significant at this point. Again, with the...
I think if I was, not even if I was anywhere near there, if I was even in America, certainly that part of America over that way, I wouldn't be going out of the house, that's for sure. My children wouldn't be going out of the house. And, you know, that would be something you just couldn't take a chance, could you, with someone like that out? But you know what's so scary, though, about this? Because, you know, you may stay in the house today because you know he's out and about. But every day is a lottery, isn't it? It doesn't matter. You could be in the cinema. It's happened in the cinema. It happens in, you know, shopping malls. And well, what can you do? You can't never go out forever. You know, so if it wasn't this guy, there'll be another one. There'll be another one soon. They're all different ages. You're just always waiting for the next one.
The possibility that he's driving a vehicle. I want to bring in Jim Maxwell, if I can. He's on the phone right now. He's a retired FBI agent. He's an instructor at the Buckley Peterson Global on active shooter training. So, Jim, first, can you hear me okay?
Yes, Ashley.
All right. So, Jim, I wanted to get your thoughts. You see the posture. Jennifer Coffendorfer commented that that is a posture of someone who looks like they know what they're doing with that weapon. This is someone who's got some training and experience. And now we hear he actually may be in a vehicle. Just want to get your thoughts on the possibilities at this point.
Well, this guy is definitely loaded, ready to do whatever he planned to do here. If you look at the pockets on his pants.
Oh, yeah. So he's going to tell us now about the pockets. You know, it looks like he's carrying sort of arms, bullets.
They appear to be bulging on either side, which is carrying extra magazines, as well as there seems to be some sort of sight on the weapon, which will increase the accuracy of the weapon. So this guy definitely has a tool here that can inflict a lot of damage.
It's a very good observation that you make with the cargo pants pockets bulging.
Yeah.
More than likely, that is. It would not be unusual to assume that is additional.
So what's his plan? So is he just planning to wreak the most havoc he can before? Maybe he's planning to terminate himself, or maybe he's just going to try and do as much as he can before the police terminate him. He probably won't want to be. I don't understand why people do this. So obviously he's had enough of life one way or another, because he's not, you know, he knows that he's either going to get shot or he's going to end up in prison for the rest of his life for whatever he does now. But he's just determined to take as many people as he can with him. Why? You know, what, he's got all those bullets. Why did he not, you know, with respect, why did he not do what the gangster Dave did that I was reporting on yesterday? Why did he not take his own, you know, just take himself away from this world if he's like not happy for whatever reason? And you know, why what is it with these people? Like you know, Dave Courtney, he did what he did, and he left the video. He's trying to avoid heartbreak for his family, but he was determined to do it because then it is his right to do that. Because of the pain he was in, etc., from his rheumatoid arthritis, etc. Now we've got someone like the pilot who wants to take everybody else with him. How selfish. You know, you can't even feel sorry for him. And then, yeah, he's obviously got mental health issues, because if he didn't have mental health issues, he wouldn't have done it. But you know, why was he in the mental institution? Maybe he had tried to take his own life. It makes you think you should just leave these people to do it, because otherwise they end up taking everybody else with them. And it's not a, you know, if you say, let's say he's killed 20 people, just, we don't know exactly, you can multiply that by 3 at least. Not deaths, but living hells for the family. You know, presumably they've got parents, or they've got children, or they've got spouses. Multiply all those victims by at least 3, probably more. Then their friends, the trauma. Oh, it's just so
arsenal,
selfish.
especially given the fact that if he was able to so far injure 50 to 60 people, as some are reporting, and kill upwards of 22, multiple reports saying that.
Upwards of 22 killed and nearly 60 injured.
I think the Daily Mail is now coming in as well with that number: 22 dead, 60 injured. Man armed with AR-15 style rifle opens up fire in 3 different locations. Suspect at large. It would not be unusual to suspect that he would have had to have a lot of extra ammunition to inflict already just that amount of damage.
Yes, and even the weapon itself appears to have a double magazine attached to it, in addition to the sighting system on top of the weapon.
Oh, this guy means business. He does. So he's, you know, I'm a little bit speechless with this.
Also, the factor is the caliber of the weapon. It could be a .223, it could be a .308, it could be a 9mm. Depending on the caliber of the weapon, and it could inflict a lot of damage at a great distance.
What would law enforcement be doing right now in terms of making sure that this shelter in place is far more broad than just the Lewiston area? Because if he is in fact driving at this point, the Sun Journal reports that he now may be driving that white Subaru Outback. How does that change the instructions and the protocols now of law enforcement, and how they warn the rest of us and the public?
Well, I think I have every confidence that state and local law enforcement, as well as any assistance from federal agencies, are going to try to blanket that area and contain this guy. They have a vehicle. They know what they're looking for, and as far as the movement, they have to do their best to notify the public as this thing flows. You know, he gets on an interstate highway. He could affect a lot of areas, and there are systems in place where the public can be notified, but it's not 100%. You know.
Gosh, I mean, that's it. The police. I mean, you know, what area do you close down? Because if someone's in the car, really, they can get virtually anywhere. It could be anywhere. So it's difficult, isn't it, to try and keep some normality. So I'm thinking about the time there in America at the moment. Here in Spain, we're on 12:45. So in America, it'd be in the middle of the night. So if they haven't caught him yet, I think I'm going to go live shortly. I'm going to put this video on, and shortly I think I'm going to go live.
Someone may be driving home from work and encountered this guy, not knowing who he is.
So, of course. This is all breaking. You know, this is all breaking.
Oh, yeah.
We're kind of muddling through this in real time. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com.
So yeah, let me have a look, see if I can find what JLR has got to say about it. Like, you know, JLR, we've followed with investigates, we've followed with a lot of things, but of course it's the middle of the night at the moment. So JLR's last video that he did on this, I bet he's heading over to Lewiston. I don't think it's that far from where he is. Let's have a look. Right, let's have a look to see what he said on his last. So here's the guy.
That happened in Lewiston, Maine. This guy right here, Robert Card. He's responsible for a mass shooting where lots of people lost their lives, lots injured. Let me show you right now a press conference, information about what happened. Check it out.
Thank you for joining us here this evening. My name is Mike Sawchuk. I'm the Commissioner for the Department of Public Safety here in Maine. We truly do appreciate your patience and your partnership as we work with all of our partners across the law enforcement spectrum at all levels, local, state, county, and federal, to address and investigate these violent crimes that occurred in the city of Lewiston this evening. As you know, this is an experienced group. We won't have a lot of Q&A here this evening. This still is very fresh. It's new. It's new for all of us. And our focus is on the investigation and getting this right the first time. And we're doing that with our partners. And we do appreciate you putting out information from time to time. Moving forward, we would appreciate it if you got that information from us so that we knew that it was accurate. And that is incredibly important for all of us from an investigative standpoint and from a public safety standpoint, that we have a unified front with this information as we release it. The delay in coming here with you now is simply because we want to confirm information from our end. We want to make sure the information we're giving you and the information that goes out to the general public is accurate. So we do have some information here that we will release. It is here on the podium. And this is a general caution to the public that approximately 6:56 this evening, a couple of shooting incidents occurred here with multiple casualties in the city of Lewiston. And police are currently searching for a Robert R. Card, 4/4 of 1983 of Bowdoin. Card is considered armed and dangerous.
I just want to say thank you to JLR. I quite often use these things. I hope he doesn't mind, because he normally says to go ahead and, that you can use his material as long as we give him credit. JLR is, as you know, one of my favorite YouTubers. So, sorry, let's carry on with the press conference.
He is a person of interest, however, and that's what we'll label him at moving forward until that changes. If people see him, they should not approach Card or make contact with him in any way. The shelter-in-place order that currently stands in Lewiston remains. A vehicle, which was a vehicle of interest in this incident, was located in Lisbon, and we are now also asking residents in Lisbon to shelter in place. So please share that information with communities as well.
Oh, so is he saying that when he says it was located in Lisbon, does he mean it's been abandoned there, or does it mean it was seen there?
If anybody sees Mr. Card or has any additional information reference to these two shootings in the city of Lewiston, please contact 911. If they see anything suspicious, please feel free to call their local authorities. We have literally hundreds of police officers working around the state of Maine to investigate this case, to locate Mr. Card, who again is a person of interest and a person of interest only. And we'll continue to gather information so that we can bring the suspect to justice and ultimately seek prosecution down the road. This release also includes a photo, which I believe I have seen from various sources. I would also let you know that we have created a reunification location, and that would be at the Auburn Middle School. So in the neighboring community of Auburn at 38 Falcon Drive. Again, that's the Auburn Middle School. And when I say reunification center or location, what that means is that if somebody has a question or they have a concern, they can't find a loved one, they believe that a friend or a family member may be involved in what occurred here tonight in Lewiston, that they...
Imagine. So you're sat at home, you're watching the telly, this comes on the news, and you realise that some family member or some friend of yours was in that area at the time. How terrifying.
Could respond to that location. We will have some of our behavioral health liaisons, counselors on site, and we'll also be providing information as it becomes available to us. As you can imagine, and as you know, there are multiple scenes in the city, to include multiple hospitals, multiple follow-ups, a lot of witnesses we're speaking with, and a lot of leads. The general public has been very cooperative and very forthcoming with information. So I would expect if we have additional information, we'll be happy to come back and share it with you. I know that from the city of Lewiston standpoint, probably going to close City Hall after this briefing and probably move everybody out. But again, we appreciate your partnership and your patience. I would offer to take questions, just so you know that I probably won't have answers. And as long as you know that going in, there's no disrespect intended in that. Feel free to ask a couple, and if I think we can get there, then I'm happy to answer those. If not, we do have work to do on behalf of our communities, and that's our primary focus this evening.
There are many specific figures about casualties are out there. The sheriff Sampson told me up as many as 20. I just want to give you this opportunity to set the record straight on that.
Yeah, right now. I do appreciate that. And I know that there's been a lot of numbers out there. This is a very fluid situation. So the last thing I want to come up is give you a number and then 3 hours from now, change that one direction or another. So I don't have firm numbers on that. And when I do, we'll be happy to share those with you, because it's an important piece of healing and it's an important piece of information for all of us to be aware of. But I don't have a firm number on that.
But at least 16, right?
I think I just answered that question to say that I'm not going to give you any specific numbers.
So
And
no
there's been a lot of
specifics,
numbers
yeah.
all over the map all evening. And I don't think that that's helpful, because it doesn't help family members. It certainly doesn't help the community to see, well, they just said this and they said that. So if you want accurate information, I'm prepared to give that to you when I have it. I don't have that right now.
Does the suspect have any known criminal history with law enforcement? Is he someone who's been on the radar?
Gosh, he doesn't have the accurate. I suppose it's still quite. It was still, So God, I'm losing my words here, because it's just like, what do you say? So it's obviously it's better that he says nothing than says things that might be wrong.
Of state police or local police, to your knowledge?
Well, Mr. Card, who we're speaking about right now, is a person of interest and a person of interest only, right? I'm not listing him as a suspect at this point, and we're not prepared to go into his background or anything else that we may be aware of. One more question?
You know, look for one shooter, correct?
We're looking for this person of interest right now, and that's what we'll label and list and speak about at this particular moment. When we have additional information, I'm happy to share that. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. Again, thank you for your time. And I know Assistant City.
I do like the way he's like polite but insistent. He said one more question, that's it, he's finished. But he is. I do like the way sometimes they speak to the cameras and that. The thing is, that's how to deal with the media. The thing that you have to accept that the media, mainstream or social media, of course, when something like this happens, they're going to be interested. What do you think people are going to do? Oh, what, mass shooting? Oh, no, we don't care about that. Of course, people are interested. So you've got to be able to deal with that. That's part of your job, to deal with the media, mainstream or social media. You have to deal with it. And if you deal with it properly, you can stop things happening. It's when people give out, confusing messages, get resentful, get arsy with the public, as if, how dare the public want to know what's going on? How dare they? Those sort of things are not helpful.
Manager O'Malley will make arrangements, I think, to move everybody out of the building. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Terrible, terrible tragedy all across the board. I am covering this case extensively. Already got videos up on Robert Card, the suspect. What's going to happen here, people? Why did this guy do this? I'm covering this case. We will talk soon. Stay tuned.
Yeah, so we will be looking at JLR and what he's got to say, along with other people. I'm going to go now because, but I think later on, because it's nighttime now in America, so I don't know what sort of information we'll get now, but I will be going live later. If anything happens in the meantime, that I hear of, I will go live earlier. I'll go live as soon as I can. But I think what I'm going to do is go live around about 3 o'clock Spanish time, which is sort of like daybreak, isn't it? More or less in America. More or less. I think I'm not very good with the time ranges and that. But anyway, this is my rant of the day. Why do selfish people who have mental health issues Many people have mental health issues. They don't take everybody else down with them. Why do they feel that they have the right, because they've decided maybe that life sucks? We all know that life sucks at times. They've decided their life sucks, so they're going to take everybody else, as many people with them as they can. People that don't even know, people who have done nothing wrong to them. You know, why do people feel that they can do that? That's my rant for today. Anyways, I hope, remember to live and love carefully, wisely. I will see you very soon. And until then, may your God go with you. Thank you.